Hey, have you ever wondered what a company looks like when it basically prints money? Well, let me tell you about Nvidia right now, because what's happening with this chip maker is genuinely one of the most extraordinary financial stories we've seen in the tech world in a very long time. So Nvidia just reported another record-breaking quarter, and I mean record-breaking in the most dramatic sense of the word. We're talking about a company that has essentially become the backbone of the artificial intelligence revolution, and the numbers are reflecting that in a pretty jaw-dropping way. The demand for their chips, specifically their powerful AI-focused graphics processing units, or GPUs, is so intense right now that Nvidia basically cannot make them fast enough to keep up. Now let's put this into some real perspective for you. Nvidia's success isn't happening in a vacuum. Think about every major tech company you know: Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta. They are all in this massive race to build out their AI infrastructure, and to do that, they need Nvidia's chips. Specifically, their H100 and the newer Blackwell series GPUs are the gold standard for training and running large AI models. These are the engines powering ChatGPT, Google Gemini, and pretty much every serious AI system you've heard about. And companies are not just buying a few of these chips, they're buying them by the tens of thousands, building entire data centers packed with them. What makes this story so fascinating is the speed at which Nvidia has transformed itself. Not long ago, people knew Nvidia mainly for gaming graphics cards. Gamers loved them, sure, but the company was a relatively niche player in the broader tech landscape. Then the AI boom hit like a tidal wave, and suddenly Nvidia found itself sitting on exactly the technology the entire world desperately needed. Their CEO Jensen Huang, who has become something of a rock star in the tech industry, had actually been investing in AI-focused chip development for years before it became trendy. That long-term thinking is now paying off in a truly historic way. The revenue figures coming out of Nvidia's data center division are the real headline here. That segment, which sells chips and systems to cloud providers and enterprises building AI infrastructure, has become an absolute monster, dwarfing even their once dominant gaming business. When a company's data center revenue is growing at the rates Nvidia is posting, you start to understand why Wall Street keeps revising its expectations upward, only for Nvidia to beat them again. And here's something worth thinking about: the competition is trying hard to catch up. AMD is pushing its own AI chips, Intel is throwing resources at the problem, and even some of the big tech companies like Google and Amazon are designing their own custom AI processors. But right now, Nvidia has such a commanding lead in terms of software ecosystems, developer familiarity, and raw performance that dethroning them is genuinely a massive challenge. Nvidia's CUDA software platform, which developers use to program these GPUs, has been around for nearly 2 decades, and that kind of deep integration doesn't disappear overnight. Of course, no story is completely without risk. There are ongoing concerns about export restrictions limiting Nvidia's ability to sell its most advanced chips to certain markets, particularly China. Supply chain pressures remain a constant challenge when you're trying to manufacture some of the most complex pieces of silicon ever created. And if the AI investment wave ever slows down, Nvidia would certainly feel that. But right now, the momentum is undeniable. Nvidia has gone from a beloved gaming company to arguably the most important hardware company on the planet in what feels like the blink of an eye. And that really leaves you with one question worth sitting with: if Nvidia is the company building the engines of the AI age, what exactly is the world we're all racing toward building?